Hello to all of my Pisces. Happy Freedom Friday. This video may go up on Thursday, but this reading is for Friday the 13th of October through November 13th. We're not talking about the movie Friday 13th. We're talking about the number 13 that reduces to the single digit 4. 1 and 3 is 4. 4. The light side of 4 means that you know that you are a divine being of light who's having a human experience. The dark side of number 4 is the opposite. It's a person who get a little too serious at times. They forget to lighten up. They forget to go with the flow of life, right? The person who is having almost a humorless life. You know, a person who can't, you know, they're not nurtured, so they can't find the fun. And we're talking about good, clean fun. We're not talking about being toxic and that kind of energy, right? So source is saying make sure your number 4 is aligned so that you don't have to try to keep refilling dry energies buckets up with your fresh water, right? Hence dehydrating yourselves. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, Pisces. And also we have a solar eclipse and a new moon in Libra on the 14th. So yes, make sure you're on the right side, the bright side of number 4. All right, talking to you if you have Pisces anywhere in your birth chart. Anywhere in your birth chart, including if you're on the cusp of Aquarius or on the cusp of Aries. I am talking to you. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune. That's right. So somebody's going to feel quite lucky because, and also the High Priestess energy, right? So moving forward, somebody's going to definitely listen to their intuition. Somebody is definitely, coming up out of a nightmare, and somebody's overthought some things until it literally drove you crazy when it comes to the amount of hurt that you've endured. And look at you now sitting on your throne, carefully vetting your thoughts, like, okay, I'm not going to mess up myself on the throne. I got the Queen of Pentacles and also the Queen of Swords. The energy that you don't want to mess up your money because, first of all, you won't have the resources to do the things that you're trying to do as a very compassionate leader, right? So you're trying to create jobs, opportunities. You're trying to better people's lives, including your own. So all of this sword energy, you don't want to mess up your reputation moving forward by just letting something just live rent-free in your head, all the hurt, all the pain. So when things are trying to come your way, you got your sword out, just swish, 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 cutting it in half, right? So source is saying to you, somebody is definitely, the energy of money is very attracted to you. So you can do a quantum leap into your own future and say, hey, listen, moving forward, if there's energies that's causing me to overthink things to a point of being spiritually dehydrated, I need to get as far away from them as possible. Super serious, can't have fun unless it's something toxic and hurting people and trying to project their negativity onto me, those kind of things. So that's what I'm seeing for you. That's what I'm seeing for you all. That is what I'm seeing. So somebody's definitely tuned into their intuition, moving forward. So let's see what else we got going on. Ace of Wands. We also have the Six of Cups. We also have the Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Strength card, and also the Queen of Wands, right? So the Strength card, so it's to say stay laser focused moving forward. Learn how to not be so reactive of certain types of energies. Make sure you keep your water clean. So when you're around those types of energies that's trying to provoke you with their sarcasm and messiness and bullying kind of spirit, you can just push back from the table. This is not the kind of energy I want to be around. I'm in too good and too high spirits. So source is saying some kind of a proposal is coming across your path. And the proposal can be a proposal to enter into a new romantic relationship. This is going to help somebody, and this is going to help you in a lot of ways to be around people who are intentionally trying to provoke you, trying to dry you out, trying to get you to come across like you're the one that's super serious, someone who is my way or the highway, like you're so rigid, like them trying to make you seem like you're that person. And you're saying, I'm good. I don't want to be around those types of energies anymore. So I do see you. Here we have the Two of Pentacles and then also the Six of Cups. I see you moving on in childlike faith. I see somebody entering into possibly a new relationship, but again, operating in childlike faith, right? Two of Pentacles, I see an additional stream of income coming across your path. Because again, when you get around people who have clean water, they want to have good, clean fun. All of that is creativity. That's something that they're passionate about. This is something they're okay with their sexuality and their sensuality. They're okay with a healthy range of emotions. That is liberating to be around clean water energy versus people who are just toxic and trying to project that toxicity onto you, make it seem like you're the one that's toxic. So source is saying here we have the Ace of Wands and also the Queen of Wands. And so the Queen of Wands is somebody who feels happy, charismatic, and free. So as you're starting to line things up, somebody's getting more comfortable adjusting their crown and want to be around other people. You want to try to adjust their crown as well. So you're not trying to talk down to anybody in, responding to any negative things that's said about you. You're just trying to help people adjust their crown. And that's it. That's going to bring more money across your path, because people are looking at you like, wow, this person's third eye is open. They're trying to help. They're trying to motivate. This is fire. They're using their fire for good. They're not using their fire for evil. They're not trying to burn people's reputations. They're not trying to, send out scathing messages. They're not trying to be shady, messy, those kind of things. So the sooner you pull yourself away from those energies who try to keep you in a state of frustration and anger, where it's going to mess up your money and mess up opportunities for other people, somebody says, nope, I'd rather release you. I'd rather release you in mind, body, and soul. It doesn't matter how long ago it was with them, but somebody's ready to get back to being their fun, compassionate selves, and the beautiful thing about, you being a, Pisces, and by the way, I'm talking to you if you have Pisces anywhere in your chart, including if it's your MC or IC, is both of your ruling planets are currently retrograde. Jupiter is retrograde until December 30th, and Neptune is retrograde until December 6th of 2023. So source is saying you're going to feel real lucky when you dream big. Like, speak it out of your mouth. Say it. Like, if you by yourself, speak of something crazy big out of your mouth. Like, I see myself getting married. I see myself with the perfect person. I see myself being able to control my emotions around people who are trying to provoke me with a smile on my face. Like, remember, if that was the old me, I would have stepped down off of my throne and just said, repaid that same energy. But the me today is like, no, I'm good. I'm not responding to stuff on text messages, social media, none of that stuff. If it's not high vibrational and it's trying to get me to overthink it, where I'm sitting there trying to sift through, trying to hold other people's toxic words and their toxic actions, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Three of Swords. Here we have the Nine of Pentacles. Here we have the Page of Wands, the Judgment card. We also have the Justice card and also the Magician card. So like I said before, the Judgment and Justice is in your favor because you've decided to offload those types of energies. Those types of energies that cannot control their mouth. They're always trying to strong arm people. They always, talking negatively about people. You don't even want to be associated with people that you love that are associated with those types of people and say, oh, no, that's just how they are. Making excuses. I can't be around that type of energy. It's overwhelming. It's triggering. I don't want to reflect that type of energy. And so, no, I'm good. It's better to keep those outside of my universe. So that's what I'm seeing for you all so far. So yeah, Page of Wands, as we know, that source is cooking up something nice for you that's going to help you be stronger, stronger in your response to those types of, because you can't avoid those types of energies, in the world, but you certainly can strengthen yourself to say, I can stay motivated because I keep my water filled with fresh water, being around other creative energies, being around other people who have healthy range of emotion, people who are free with their sexuality and free in their sensuality. They have healthy range of emotions. They're not interested in codependent relationships. So whatever journey they had to go through to become that person with fresh, clear water, then those are the types of energies you want to be around. People who are like, even when they're having a bad day, the majority of the time, they're always on good energy, like good energy time. And they know when to pull back from everybody. I don't want to contaminate people, right? So Source is getting ready to make sure you are financially independent because of that, just that whole mindset. And you got very clear messages that's coming through about energy. So the Magician card, came out. Mercury is connected to Mercury. Mercury is all about, it's a messenger planet and communication planet, but you're getting a message loud and clear that you don't need to be around those types of energies who are intentionally trying to provoke you. You understand what I'm saying, Pisces? Like energies that, this is basically your whole reading, and so we can move forward. But justice and judgment in your favor. And Source is saying to you, moving forward, when you breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, when you're offloading certain types of energies, and a lot of the characteristics of those energies is that on one hand, they come across as warm and inviting, but they also listen and see. You got to know the symbols of each sign. So Source is saying they come across as warm and inviting and have you cracking up laughing on one hand, but they're also to some degree waiting to see if there's a weakness, to pounce on that, right? And then exploit that weakness to other people when they don't get their way. So source is saying to you, you got to start listening. Moving forward, you want to listen to your intuition. And if your intuition is telling you, read between the lines, pay attention to how they exploit other people. How did they exploit their ex? How do they treat people in their family? Are they strong enough to cut off toxic family members? Like somebody is saying, I'm moving forward in a whole different mind frame. So here we have the Three of Swords. So you're taking your disappointment and you're moving forward and focusing on your healing. And part of your healing, speeding it up, is being around other types of energies that, like I said before, also are operating in faith. And so the proposal coming your way is more of like opportunities to keep you in a creative space. So again, like I said, source is cooking up something nice for you. All you have to do is keep your vibrations high and keep on moving forward. Don't go backwards. Remember, we are at the end of a cycle. We had a super full moon in Aries where everybody is supposed to be springing forward, but forces are trying to pull you back into some stuff, right? And sometimes that looks like people saying hurtful things to you or trying to reach out to you via telepathy because they don't have physical access to you, or trying to hurt somebody that you love, and drive them crazy, wanting a showdown with you. You're like, I'm releasing all of it. I don't even want to be connected to that. Even if a loved one is connected to it and they can't cut them off themselves, then you're saying, I want no parts of any of it. High Priestess energy. Here we have the Nine of Wands. Here we have the Two of Wands, the Six of Wands. We also have the King of Wands. We also have the Page of Wands. So yeah, somebody is definitely watching you. Somebody is definitely watching you, paying attention to your every move, trying to see anything that they can just find a weakness in you so they can pounce. They're absolutely lost in an animalistic mode, right? But see, here's the thing about the symbols. When you know that you are a divine spirit who's having a human experience here on this earth, you're not even afraid of people watching you on social media. You're not afraid of them talking to other people and telling other people stuff about you. You're not giving it any emotion whatsoever. The emotion has turned off. How long can something live without water? And especially if you can get it out of your mind, how long can something live without air? It doesn't live at all. So you have to take that sword. This is a masculine action. This is where you're taking action and saying, I need to cut certain people out of my universe altogether, out of sight, out of mind. I'm so intent on focusing on refilling my water and staying on my throne and helping people and help them find the throne in their universe. That energy back there, there's no way I would. So, and I do see you being victorious and not going back into somebody else's wilderness at all. You back on stage again. You're not going back to somebody else's wilderness. It's like a person who is just ignoring hecklers and only focusing on one side, and the other side's like, wait a minute, we're not with the hecklers. So everybody leaving the heckler. See, this person is on stage. Everybody's leaving the heckler to be by themselves, to be exposed, and they're all joining on the side of the stage where you are, where you're giving the attention to the love and attention. Like when you go to a concert, Pisces, and everybody's like clapping on louder on one side than the other side, and you're getting all your attention over there. You try to go over to the other side where people are barely moving and eyes rolling around in their head. They're not really saying anything. In other words, you're going where you're appreciated and not where you're simply tolerated or hated. So here we have the High Priestess. Intuition came out twice. Lets me know that someone has a lot of spiritual gifts. And here's the cool thing about this. Even people who are still lost, that you may feel like they're trying to bully somebody, like the bully is watching you to see if they can get to you some kind of way. The energies that you may feel like have been bullied, they're also highly intuitive. They're at a point where you were with them, trying to wait for them to find the light within their wilderness. They're just doing the same thing with them, right? But the goal is to pull you back into the wilderness. And so sources like, that's not going to happen, because this is you right here, motivated to get on a plane, travel, meet new people, live your best life, all of that. And guess what? You're going to feel like a teenager. So instead of you being burned out, you've gone through enough storms in your life, to also know how things are going to play out and what the options other people have. So you're better served outside of a wilderness situation and inspiring people in your purpose, so that other people will say, wow, it wasn't them. I saw a lot of people trying to attack Pisces and trying to set them off. But once Pisces got away from certain types of energies, shady energies, messy energies, narcissistic energies that like burning people and making people look bad, being connected to people who are messy, even if they come across, as stable-minded and all that stuff, but they're attracted to a bunch of drama, like to take the attention off of them. They're attracted to a bunch of drama. So source is saying, Once you were able to see exactly what things was for what they really were, that's when you start to see major changes happen for you. And I mean major, major, major changes. Let's see what else we got going on here, Pisces. This is really, really nice. So a lot of fire, a lot of fire, a lot of fire. Yep. So definitely there could be judgment against an Aries. It could be justice against a judgment and justice against an Aries, a Leo, maybe a Sagittarius. You know, bottom line is that you all are divine feminine energies, and anybody around you that's trying to burn you out, you're already a water sign, right? But trying to cause your waters to be toxic or burned out or stressed out because they're trying to blow towards you. One minute they're trying to warm up to you, the next minute when they can't get you to answer fast enough or get on their side, or you're not on that same negative frequency that they're on, all of a sudden they blow torture you. You already know, because you see how they talk about other people. You see how they treat other people. You see the types of energies they hang around. So you already know. Here we have the Devil card, the Death card, the Eight of Cups, we have the Ten of Cups, we have the Sun card, and then also the Two of Cups. Death card, right? So source is saying you are death to the ego as it relates to this, of like trying to win someone over. That's what I mean by death card, death to the ego. I'm not trying to win souls. You know, I'm trying to break generational cycles, chains, and curses, right? Because that whatever their spiritual belief is, right? You're winning them by knowing what your life is, right? So when you say, a lot of people feel like, you know, when you hear people say, I'm trying to win souls for Christ, unfortunately, some of those people who are saying they win, some of them, not everybody, so just take what resonates with you. Unfortunately, some people feel like you got to manipulate people, beat people over the head with a pulpit-sized Bible. I got to make you feel so bad about what you believe in. There is no grace extended. There's no compassion. There's no wisdom attached. It's just that I gotta show somebody else that I got you into this organization, right? Whether you ready to receive it or not, I'm just force it on you, right? But then you have people who are trying to win. I can't even necessarily use the term win souls, because because we don't have dominion over other human beings. So you operating in your light is inspiring the light of source within somebody else. You know what I mean? Have you ever gone to a concert and you see somebody is just like they really operating in their purpose? You don't know what's going on in their personal life. You don't know if they're going through a bad marriage. You don't know if their kids are out of control, if they have kids. You don't know if they just got some bad news, but they're on that stage performing. They're like, I'm taking everybody away for the next couple of whatever. You just inspire somebody who was going through stuff and didn't know how to handle the chaos in their life. You know what? If they can get on that stage and they can do whatever, and with all under the scrutiny and all of that, and still come out in a confident way and help lift other people up on their flight, that's how you're winning souls. That is how you're winning souls. Because again, you're saying this stuff going on over here is not going to stop my life. Stuff is going on, but it feels good to be in this light. It feels good to inspire and help other people. And guess what? One day, the energies that try to drag you down off of their frequency, there's going to be people around them, just like I gave this right here, people moving to the other side because they want the energy. They want your energy, right? Eventually, those people are going to come back around and say, oh, did you know that Pisces had a YouTube channel? Did you know that Pisces had a podcast? Oh, man, that thing really blessed me. It helped my life. It helped me to get recentered and refocused. No matter how much the heckler or the bully is saying, oh, but you don't know them like I know them. Somebody's going to come out and say, that was a long time ago. You know, people change, they evolve. Matter of fact, you should tune in because they talked about the same thing and just evolution and extending each other grace and so on and so forth. You know, that's the kind of response they give until, guess what? They like, feel, you know what? Can't beat them. Might as well join them. Might as well join them at a higher frequency. Even if they're not joining your team, they're joining the frequency. So essentially you want a soul, right? You want a soul for a source inside of them, right? Because you're not their God. Here we have Sun. So again, this is about you operating in your light. So there's definitely a demonic bond going on with some energies that you love, but you're not demonically attached to energies like that. You're focusing on your life, and making sure your own inner child is protected. Whether you're a man or woman, Pisces, it doesn't matter. It's your inner child. You feel so blended and so in such harmony with your own inner child. Whether you're a man or woman, doesn't really matter. Source is saying you're in such harmony with yourself. That's exactly what types of relationships you're attracting. People who are also in harmony with themselves. So you all are not coming together to trauma bond. But guess what? If they can't inspire you, they certainly not going to burn you out. Those are the only types of energies that Source wants you around. Here we have the Eight of Cups and also the Two of Coins. An additional stream of income is coming across your path, right? So Source is saying, I'm just stacking it up for you, getting you ready to be in receiving mode of a life that, you know, a Nine of Pentacles life, a life where you feel like I am financially independent. Yep, financially independent. Eight of Cups. So it's just saying somebody is locked in and laser focused on their creativity. And again, that's what I'm saying. Like when you're interacting with people who constantly try to keep you burned out and stressed out with their narcissism and their, you know, this shade and their messiness and trying to hurt you, it would appear that you're the one that's the problem, except you're not the problem. You have purpose just like they have purpose on this planet. And there's a quote by Albert Einstein, and a lot of you all may have heard the quote. You know, may have heard the quote by Albert Einstein about the fish. And I'm trying to find the quote for you, because I've quoted it quite a few times. But sometimes people feel like they are so out of place. Like, I feel like, why can't I meet the right person? Like, why do I keep running to these people who are thinking that I'm mentally unstable? Why do I keep coming across these energies that don't see I'm fun loving and I'm compassionate and I'm this and that, until you literally start drinking that poison and start believing it, and that's projected out of you. You projecting that. So the quote is, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid. So somebody just hasn't found their group of people. Somebody just hasn't. And if you have, offer some support to a Pisces below. Like, you know what? I used to be around certain types of people too. And I realized that I had to protect my water. I had to protect my creativity. I need to be around other creatives, high vibrational, positive creatives that motivate me, that use their fire in a very healthy way. Because being around negative types of energies and other people who don't know how to be on the light side of their number 8, because they haven't figured out what their purpose is. I can't even be connected with those types of people either, because they on the fence. They too easily swayed. I don't need the distraction of trying to save somebody when I need to stay focused on my purpose. So that's the frequency that you're on. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations. Let's see what else we got. Let's get ready to close it out, Pisces. But yeah, happy new you, super new you, actually, because of that new moon, you know, in Libra, and that you know, everything being aligned for you. So here we have the number 8 again, chanting. So you may want to start listening to, and I know a lot of people are not money hungry people. It's just a resource, right? But if you're thinking about, you know, I want to motivate and I want to inspire other people, money is a resource. That source is going to make sure it's at your fingertips, especially coming out of something that could have burned you out. Source is going to make sure it's at your fingertips so that you can help people, help inspire people. So if that looks like putting together conferences, if it looks like I need money to hire people to be a videographer, that's what you're going to be using that for, because it's helping a lot of people. It's helping to change a lot of people's lives. So that's the frequency that you're on. That's the frequency that you're on. So goddess energy. I'm talking to men and women. So God and goddess energy. Not that you're somebody else's God, but you do know your worth, right? The energy is like this. Everything about you is like bees to honey. And the symbolism of bees would be hard work, dignity, loyalty, prosperity, abundance is all attracted to you because of the sweetness that I'm talking to men and women. The type of energy is like you are sweetheart energy. Like people are like, and people think sweethearts are always taken advantage of, but the more and more you start to notice the energies try to provoke you, you're like, I don't want to be around that type of energy. I'm too creative. I have too much inspiration in me. I want to help other people. I want to help them find their flame in their solar plexus. I want to help light their flame. And that's what you're doing. So make sure to feel it in your bones, for you are what you believe, Pisces. You are what you believe. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see what else we're going to have going on here. So, yeah, with these 4 planets that are currently retrograde, like I said, Pluto is no longer retrograde. It went station direct on the afternoon of the 10th of October. It's an outer planet. It's a generational planet. So a lot of people have purged those unhealthy, deep unhealthy and emotional wounds. A lot of people have purged those things. So if you really sit down with a journal and say, when I think about some of the conversations I've had with people, when I think about some of the downloads and dreams that I've had, I was committed. At first it's shocking, right? Because it started May 1st until October 10th. First it's shocking, like, why am I having all these dreams and why is all this stuff happening all around me? Because it was happening to everybody. The whole earth was being reset. So Source is saying to you, now that you were able to just kind of collect your thoughts and gather your mind and say, it now makes sense while all of these things were happening. Like everybody simultaneously was going through the same thing, breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, and having a death rebirth. It seemed like the whole earth was mourning because this is my assignment. I gotta break this cycle, chain, and curse, right? So Source is like, now that you're on the other side of all of this and we're coming up on this solar eclipse, a major reset, as well as a new moon, right? Solar eclipse happens on a new moon only a few times a year. But the solar eclipse, and it's a new moon in Libra, I'm about to live my best life. I need to stay away from vengeful people. I need to stay away from people who are vain. It's all about them. And that's what this is. And I don't want to be connected to anybody that's connected to that, like directly. I mean, sometimes you don't know, but you don't know that people are connected to those types of energies. But I don't want, if I can help it, I don't want to be around that type of energies. Here we have surrender. Sometimes learning to surrender can feel as though you're dying. The ego learns what's hardest, to stop trying to control the whole universe. And that's somebody else's universe, like trying to control somebody else's life. You know, if somebody feels like they won somebody over you, hey, you can have at it, because I don't. If they are lost and you feel like, okay, this is part of your. You can pick up from here. Hey, have at it. My assignment is done. I don't feel any kind of way. I don't need some kind of negative feedback. It's almost like a person who feels like they won a prize, right? Instead of looking at it as like, I'm so grateful to Source that I can play a role in helping somebody to find the light within themselves. They're looking at you as competition. I mean, just totally just on the wrong frequency altogether. So they want to be that person. Their ego wants to be the person to say, yeah, I was the one that helped them get to this, and I was the one that helped them get to that. Hey, if that's what they believe, then hey, your job is done. Your job is done. So move on. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's see what else we have going on here. Let's see what else. You don't have anything negative, because that would be your ego trying to control them. Even if you were to say to them, you know what, you don't remember all the great things I've done for you, and all of a sudden this person comes along and your ears are popped wide open like a satellite dish. You don't have to say any of that. You just know that your assignment is done. You're moving on and don't want to have anything connected to, because they will come back around and say, oh, I really appreciate you and I really want everybody to coexist. You're not even interested. I'm telling you, you're on a totally different frequency, because somebody admires the frequency that you're on, and they want to have some role. It's a very narcissistic type of energy. They want some kudos and accolade aligning with you. You're not interested, because you're still on two different frequencies. They're on a totally different frequency. You're not interested. My job is done. The one that's in the one that was the one that succumbed to passive and powerless behavior is to some degree going to have to sit with themselves when you say, I'm not interested. And they're going to be like, I can't believe you don't want everybody to get along and so on and so forth. No, you didn't want everybody to get along, and I saw it, and I needed to choose me over that. My assignment is done. So I really wish you the best. That's what's the thing that really throws people off, the calmness of it. No, you didn't want everybody to get along. You did not want, because you didn't know where you were in your journey. You didn't see disrespecting me as being hurtful. So hold your vision. This is where you get fixated on, I got work to do. You can think I'm holding a grudge, whatever. I'm not. I'm moving on. So that's what I see for you. And like I said before, whoever's watching, they can continue watching. You're not concerned about it. You're not worried. You don't care. You know that they're watching. You already know that they're watching. But some kind of proposal is coming across your path. And it could be proposal in love, like sending new love across your path where you're settling down with somebody and living your own life and just living your best life at that. So you're certainly not going to have financial issues. Yep, like I said, I see you getting married. I see you getting married, but you definitely detach, and source is actually rewarding you. So you getting married, and somebody who was in the middle, who was on the fence, who felt powerless and passive, wanting to come to your celebration or your wedding, you're not interested because it's not a competition for you. You want that day to be just as peaceful as you are right now, as peaceful as when you made the decision to release them. To say, I don't have any competition. I don't need you to take back anything like, oh my God, this kind of dress or tux they had on, or they got married at a courthouse and they seem so happy. You're not trying to, you're like, no, the cycle is closed. I'm good. I'm really, really good. And some of your exes want back into your lives too. They want to be able to say, oh, we all